Israel launches air and ground offensive on Deir al-Balah in central Gaza. Israel has launched a major ground and air offensive in Gaza, targeting Deir al-Balah, a crucial hub for humanitarian aid. This attack follows Sunday's devastating incident where at least 85 Palestinians, many seeking food aid, were killed by Israeli forces near the border. The UN has expressed extreme concern, highlighting that Deir al-Balah houses vital infrastructure including warehouses, clinics, and a desalination plant, crucial for the dwindling aid efforts. The UN's Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, OCHA, reports that 87.8% of Gaza is now under displacement orders or within militarized zones, leaving millions of civilians crammed into a shrinking area with collapsing essential services. The escalating situation is marked by widespread hunger, with reports of dozens of deaths from starvation in the past 24 hours alone. Hospitals are overwhelmed, lacking food and essential supplies for patients and staff. The World Food Programme, WFP, describes a catastrophic hunger crisis, with nearly 1 in 3 people going days without food. The recent killings occurred shortly after a food convoy entered Gaza, highlighting the perilous situation faced by civilians desperately seeking aid. Despite assurances from Israeli authorities, the WFP strongly condemns the shootings and calls for an immediate end to violence targeting humanitarian efforts. Israel maintains that its actions are necessary to eliminate Hamas capabilities and terrorist infrastructure, but growing international pressure is mounting due to the devastating humanitarian consequences of the ongoing conflict. The situation is further complicated by reports of Israeli strikes in Yemen, adding another layer to the already critical regional tensions.
In our next story, it's race week. 5 storylines we're excited about ahead of the 2025 Belgian Grand Prix. Formula One returns to action with a doubleheader, beginning at the legendary Spa-Francorchamps circuit. This race marks a significant shift for Red Bull Racing. Team principal Christian Horner has stepped down from his operational roles, leaving the team after a hugely successful period that saw them claim multiple championships. The news came as a surprise to Horner himself, just days after the British Grand Prix. While Red Bull's future leadership is uncertain, the team's current championship ambitions appear diminished. This unexpected change promises a dramatic shift in the dynamic of the sport heading into the second half of the season. The upcoming race at Spa-Francorchamps will be the first major test for Red Bull under its new leadership structure, and the outcome will be closely watched by fans and competitors alike.
In our next story, Ukraine's drones spark Moscow airport disruptions as deadly wave of Russian missiles pound major cities. Overnight Sunday into Monday, Russia launched a massive missile and drone attack on Ukraine, targeting Kyiv and other major cities. The Ukrainian Air Force reported the interception of the majority of the 450 projectiles, but at least 23 struck, causing significant damage and casualties. 2 people were killed and 16 wounded, with reports of damaged residential buildings, a kindergarten, and other civilian infrastructure. In Kyiv, the impact was devastating. One resident described the chaos and destruction as explosions rocked the city, leaving him with minimal possessions after his apartment burned down. Others sought shelter in subway stations, highlighting the constant fear and disruption faced by Ukrainian citizens. The attacks included advanced Kinzhal missiles, known for their difficulty to intercept, demonstrating Russia's continued escalation of its campaign. This latest assault follows a pattern of increased overnight strikes targeting cities far from the front lines, significantly impacting civilian life. Meanwhile, long-range drone attacks launched from Ukraine caused widespread disruption at Moscow airports, leading to flight delays and cancellations and underscoring the ongoing conflict's reciprocal nature. While Russia reported minimal damage and casualties from these drone attacks, the incident highlights the growing reciprocal targeting of infrastructure by both sides.
In our next story, Microsoft wants to fix slow or sluggish performance in Windows 11. Windows 11 users have reported performance issues since its launch in 2021, ranging from sluggishness to poor gaming performance on newer CPUs. Microsoft has been working on addressing these concerns through updates, but now seeks direct user feedback. A new Windows 11 test build includes a feature to automatically collect performance logs, allowing Microsoft to quickly diagnose and resolve problems reported through the Feedback Hub. This initiative underscores Microsoft's ongoing commitment to improving Windows 11 performance. Past updates have already yielded improvements, such as faster taskbar and notification areas, reduced startup app impact, and generally better performance on older hardware. These improvements are expected to continue with the upcoming 2.5H2 update. Microsoft is also enhancing driver development requirements for the 2.5H2 update, mandating static analysis to identify potential driver code issues before release, further bolstering system stability and performance.
In our next story, ICE officers to be allowed to continue wearing masks despite controversy, U.S. politics live. Harvard University is back in court, challenging the Trump administration's freeze on over $2 billion in federal research funding. The university claims this freeze, halting major research projects, is a politically motivated attempt to influence Harvard's policies on student conduct, admissions, and diversity, violating the First Amendment and the Civil Rights Act. The Trump administration counters that the freeze is justified due to Harvard's alleged inadequate response to anti-Semitism on campus. Separately, a federal judge ruled the Trump administration illegally withheld data on how billions in congressionally mandated funds were spent, deeming the transparency vital for oversight. Meanwhile, a former federal prosecutor downplayed expectations for new information from the unsealed Jeffrey Epstein grand jury transcripts, suggesting they will largely reiterate existing indictment details. This comes after the Department of Justice, at the behest of President Trump, requested their release. Adding to the legal battles, Donald Trump's libel lawsuit against the Wall Street Journal and Rupert Murdoch has been assigned to a judge appointed by Barack Obama. This assignment follows previous controversies surrounding judicial appointments. The case, filed in Florida, underscores the ongoing legal challenges facing the former president. Finally, it marks 1 year since Joe Biden dropped out of the presidential race, leaving a lingering impact on the Democratic Party and sparking debate over the decision's consequences. Some claim his withdrawal paved the way for Trump's potential return to the White House, highlighting the far-reaching effects of his decision.